for watching another episode of What's Up Nominee of the Week. And for this week, we have a very cool person. His name is Frankie. He's with Munch Gang. We just got done recording a podcast for his podcast. And yeah, thank you again for doing this with me, brother. That's super awesome experience.
Yeah, I'm honored. I was so super excited for this.
You're right on. So yeah, I just learned that, I don't know if you want me to put this out there. You're
Put anything out there. I'm out in the open.
You're a mailman, so that's super cool. You know, I've always heard good things about USPS, so you liking that?
Yeah, it's a great deal. I'm happy with it. It's easy. It's not too difficult. It's a happy medium because the job that I had before, I used to work at Walmart Distribution Center, and I was doing shipping, and I was just throwing packages in a truck. I was like, I don't know if I could do this until I'm 50 because your back is hurt. I was young too. I was like, this is fine now.
Yeah, you start getting carpal tunnel and shit.
Carpal tunnel, back sore. You're working in the summers too, so I was sweating my ass off.
Yeah.
Can I cuss?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I could do this forever. And I applied for the post office, and the post office is perfect because it's just enough activity to keep me moving and, you know, keep me busy. It's not boring whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I can see myself doing it until I'm 50. I'm like, you know.
See, that's cool.
Drive the truck, deliver mail, make a lot of friends out there. That's another good aspect of it. I talk to a lot of people in the neighborhood, make new friends, learn more about, you know, people. That's what I like doing with the podcast. I just curious. I love it.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, that's my next question is like, what inspired you to want to start Munch Gang? And like,
Munch Gang.
Also tell me like your message, your mission behind
Honestly,
Munch Gang.
When I started, I didn't have a message. I just wanted to record, and I don't know, because growing up, I've been a skateboarder for a long time, and we always made, well, my friend would make monthly videos of us skating, and I always thought that was super cool.
Yeah, that's tight.
And I learned a lot about editing and YouTube and all that. But I never had one for myself. So it's weird, when I got introduced to podcasts, my friend and coworker was like, hey, Frankie, you should listen to this podcast. It's like Joe Rogan. It's like, it's 3 hours long, but it's fine. And I was thinking, who wants to listen to a 3-hour podcast?
Yeah.
And I was like,
Come to find out.
I don't know if that's for me. It's like, let alone 1 hour is too long for me. But eventually, as a mailman, I'm just out there by myself, so I just had my headphones in, listening to music. I ended up listening to the same 6 songs on repeat over and over again. And then in the back of my head, my buddy Caleb is like, you got to listen to this podcast. And then I was like, all right, I guess I'll punch it in. And it was a podcast with Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar. And Bob Lazar was like a UFO, like he worked in Area 51. And I listened to it and I was like, whoa, this is like watching a documentary while working, because you're doing 2 things at once. So I'm knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm not bored at work anymore. And I ended up listening to all these other scientific podcasts, and I'm like, wow, I'm literally learning so much stuff as I'm working, knocking 2 birds with 1 stone. And eventually I just grew into just listening to it every day. And I found out about more people like David Goggins, super inspiring person. I loved his message because he was at his lowest, and he made himself the greatest. Like, he's literally the greatest if you've heard of David Goggins.
Yeah, I read his book, Can't Hurt Me.
Can't Hurt Me. Yeah. I didn't read it, but I listened to the audio.
Dude, it's crazy. This guy's mental
health and
dude, everything. Yeah, he's a beast, to say the least.
Yeah, he literally went through like the Green Berets, the Marines, like everything you could possibly think of, just pushing through it. I'm like, man, I'm a pussy, you know?
Dude, he'd be running like 100 miles, feet broken, shit in his pants.
Yeah.
Like, damn, he's putting his body to the ultimate test, like pushing past limits. And that's why, I like his mentality is just amazing.
Yeah, and so there's that, and then eventually I started listening to other things because I was like, this is getting a little too serious for me. So I ended up listening to some comedy podcasts. started being a fan of Bobby Lee, Theo Vaughn. I'm like, dude, this makes my day so much better because I'm like laughing my ass off as I'm going through the day. And that's when I really fell in love with podcasting. And I was like super curious. I'm like, I think I could do this. I think a lot of people have that in them. They're like, I could talk on the camera. I could be funny, you know. And then I eventually just was like, I just need to do it and see if I like it. That's the thing with me is once I kind of put my mind towards something, I want to do it. And I want to see if I can do it really, because I want to be like, I don't want to regret being like, why didn't I do this?
Yeah,
Or,
what if?
What if?
Living with that what if, yeah, nobody wants to do that. And people do, and they're just like miserable after because they have to live with that question. But now you're doing it, you're like, there is no what if, it's just, when's the next one?
Yep. And it was interesting because I pretty much fell in love with it between the editing and mostly the talking to people. I love talking to people, and just putting their perspective and everything online was great. And I was genuinely just curious and amazed about what people go through and how they aspire to be who they are. What was I getting at though? So I eventually just did it. I started it. My intentions weren't, I was just really trying to do it, just to do it and be funny, like a comedy thing. But it eventually grew to, I want to talk to more interesting people. And I had some friends that own skate shops or other friends that own other businesses. I was like, dude, I would love to get you out there, share your story, because I think it's super important for people to understand business owners, especially local ones, because I feel like you appreciate a business more if you know them personally. Like me knowing the struggles and the hardships that these skate shop owners go through, I'm like, dude, I want to help you out more than Zoomies, because Zoomies, they're doing fine.
Yeah,
but
you want to be able to support them because you know them on a personal level.
Yeah. And that's what helped. And when I saw that, I was like, dude, I could do this with a couple other people, get their message out and share their story, and hopefully help the rest of Reading understand why it's important to kind of support these local businesses. And that's what eventually turned out to be my message. So.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I love that. So my next question for you is like, how long have you done podcasts? How long have you been doing Munch Gang?
So I think my first episode was 3 years ago.
3 years ago, wow.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of episodes out, but I was doing it for a little bit. But yeah, 3 years ago is when I started. I was trying to do an episode a week, but it got difficult. But yeah, you do as you can.
Yeah, do what you can. Do it to the best of your ability. And yeah, man, hopefully after tonight, you get back on it, start banging them out. That'd be cool. I'd love to see more episodes and just you to, just get back into doing something you're passionate about.
I would love to. And that's why you're in the picture now. I was so inspired by what you were doing with your interviews and your message with That's What's Up. And that's what motivated me to be like, and now's my time.
Dude, hell yeah.
You inspired me, really.
Dude, thank you for that. I really do appreciate that. That's awesome. My next question is, can you tell me something that you've learned from your experience and your journey of doing your podcasts?
It's definitely a lot harder than I thought. But it's super fun. Through the journeys, I don't know really. I just like doing things that, just test out your hobbies, figure out what you want to do with your life. This was just one of my ways to kind of figure out if I like it or not. I was just always a curious person. I honestly tend to have too many hobbies, like golf.
Dude, I love golf. Golf is such a chill sport hobby to do because we're obviously not pro,
right?
But you get good, you get some good strokes, you get some terrible strokes, and then but as long as you're out there, you're having fun, and Yeah, dude, getting the ball in the hole.
That's what I like about golf too. It's just the journey, being able to learn, being able to figure out ways to progress, get better at these things. And that was all included into me figuring out how to do a podcast, because if you look at my first episode compared to maybe my latest one, it was a big difference. I learned a lot about videography, learned about just editing in general, voice, social media. I was like, oh my God, this is a whole different world I didn't understand.
Yeah, marketing. You know, just everything. Once you get into this, like it's literally like an onion. You just keep breaking down everything, and you start learning more. It's like an endless learning opportunity for every avenue, you know, like.
Yeah, and if you try to cut an onion, you know, you end up crying. So.
Straight up, it's tough. Life be hard out here like that sometimes.
No
you know,
shortcuts.
You know, you got to feel that too. You got to feel the burn. Otherwise, like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I like to feel a little bit of oomph when I'm cooking. When I'm cooking it
Throw
up.
some ginger in there, you know.
Oh yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I saw your recent Instagram post about your health transformation.
Yeah.
And I reached out to you because that inspired me. Being like, let me see, like you're on a good path and everything. You get to see it. You slim down, and I just wanted to talk to you about that. Like, what got you to want to be better, slimmer, healthier?
I don't know. I knew I could do better, really. I knew that, well, first I was worried. I didn't want to keep going down that journey of gaining weight. I hit the scale as I was younger. I was like, I'll never hit 200 pounds. And because I've been super active my whole life. So that was a big part of it. But once I saw 200 on the scale, I was like, man, I need to change something in my life. So I ended up, I don't know, it's hard to get motivated. It took me a while to even just get to that point. But when I did get motivated, I knew I had to stick to a game plan. And so what helped was I got sober, no drinking, no smoking, because those things tend to like slow me down. I don't know what it is. They get me lazy or something, or I just don't feel in the mood.
Well, yeah, it's a vice. You know, people use that to. They do that and they're like, it just loses all motivation. Your vibes, talking about vibes again, dude. The vibes are just like at an all-time low now. When you're drunk, you think your vibes is high. That's just like the rush of being drunk. But like, really, are you gonna want to just crush a workout when you're faded? Like, no. Like, or when you're high, you think you're like thinking about finishing this set.
Yeah.
You're probably going to want to finish this set of cookies on the couch.
Yeah.
You know?
And not just that, but it also made me get into bad habits. Because, you know, when you smoke, you're just like, I'm trying to eat something right now. So I was eating a lot because of smoking. Yeah.
Become a bottomless pit, dude.
Yeah. And it literally, you just eat forever.
You be munch ganging.
Munch gang. That's why they call me munch gang. Yeah. And I knew I had to change it. So that was the first start of my journey there, sobriety. And I was like, you know what, since I've started, I think I can go further. Let's see how far I can go. And I slowly saw this gradual change, and it made me super excited to see how far I could push it, how far I keep going. I'm still going to this day, and it honestly really wasn't that difficult. I was sober for the first 3 or 4 months, and that helped out a lot. And then after that, I was, occasionally drinking or smoking or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I could still do both, but still focus on the healthier part. And I'm where I am now, and I'm super proud of myself, honestly. I can't believe I got to where I am. And I think there's people out there that it's hard, but it's easy. It really is easy. It's just like your positivity that you're spreading. Once you get into motion, get things rolling, your body naturally just is like, oh, you don't need to eat this bad food. You don't need to do this. You don't need to depend on these things just to make you feel better. And it definitely taught me like a life lesson to be like, yo, it really is. It's kind of like your positive energy. The more you feed yourself positive energy, the more positive you will be. And Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, speaking of like that aspect, do you believe your environment and who you surround yourself with like influences you is a big part of it, like your friends or your girlfriend being supportive, or you think that's major?
Huge. I think it's huge. You got to have a support system for sure. Like, I would be happy to have someone like you around, hanging out all the
I
time, just to
appreciate it.
inspire me
Yeah,
all the
thank
time.
you.
It gives you that extra bump. You're like, oh, I need some of that energy over here. You know?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, dude, I'm always just like a message away. Hit me up, call me.
Yeah.
You know, if you need something. I tell all my friends that if you ever need to talk, just hit me up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like your girlfriend, she supports you.
Yeah, she's great. I love her. Chaolee. Shout out, Michelle.
Yeah, same here. I love my girlfriend, Janice. Shout out, Janice. Love you. Thank you for being there for me.
Yeah, it is super important because you want the same positivity. You want somebody to share for you. You want to give back to them too. So it's just
Exactly. It's a full circle. When you're doing good, everybody around you's doing good. And I feel like, yeah, for me with the sobriety and like wanting to be healthy, I had to disassociate from a whole bunch of people because I realized the influence or just the people that I was hanging around was really negative. Whether it's like a facetious joke or just like some sarcasm, it's still negative, any connotation that you take it. And so I just was super strict on my boundaries, and like I'd rather kick it with myself because I know I could control my positivity and my mindset. But if I let any of my old friends infiltrate me with just like shit talking or just like whatever, I'm like instantly chop it off. It's like, so I would agree with you with like I agree with you with having that support system, but I also don't agree because sometimes you need to vibe with yourself, or like
yeah.
be selective of who has access to you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I get it. Yeah, I didn't want to call out my friends, but you do want to stay away from the negative people,
Yeah.
because that negative energy will spread just as positivity will. Like I witnessed it this morning at Toyota. I saw one person be negative, and that negativity went to somebody else, and then that negativity just kept going. It was like the opposite of pay it forward. It was like pay it backwards.
Yeah.
So it just it was like a
Slippery slide of shit.
like people getting infected by this negativity, and I saw it in real life, and it was crazy to me.
It's infectious. Instead of happiness and positivity, it's contagious. Yeah. I feel that. And the people that are in my life right now, my family, the friends that I still fuck with, my girlfriend, obviously, they're all so supportive and positive, and I feel like it's disrespectful to everybody that I love who believe in me, because they expect me to do great things, and if I can't how do I say this? Just like
Be the one to,
yeah,
because you don't want to be an enabler, really.
yeah, I don't want to be an enabler. I hold everybody else at a standard I would like to hold myself. So like if someone's doing something wrong that I love, I'm gonna let you know, and then they'll in turn do that same for me. Like if I'm fucking up, hey, I love you, you're doing that's not right, and I'm like, that's what I need. I don't need someone to be like, oh yeah, that's sick, even though that's wrong, like, nah, get that out of here.
Yeah, you got to be real with your friends.
You gotta
if
be
you
real.
can't be real with them, then maybe it's best to stick around.
Yeah, dude, and that's what you want. You want to be able to tell the truth, and that's like what I was raised on. Is my mom is super harsh, with her words. She's super blunt. She tells the truth no matter what, no matter how hard it hurts someone. I feel like that's what's helped me in life. Just be an honest person, and that's what gets the world go round. The environment you put yourself in, and
there's so much truth to that, you know. Because with you also being positive, there's also things you gotta be able to share that are like negative too.
Yeah.
To avoid those things, you know. Because there's you can relate to the people out there, because there's people out there that are probably going through the same thing. They're like, you know,
yeah,
maybe we don't need this guy out here. Maybe he really isn't my friend, you know. I think it's good because everybody goes through these.
yeah. Negative things happen. That's inevitable. I made a post the other day. Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. Sometimes you have to get through the storm to see the sunshine. And yeah, and that's, you know, everybody goes through shit. And I feel like to be able to share that with people is major. Hopefully if someone's having a bad day and they see something like that, they'd be like, you know what, let me hang in there. Because check it out, the next day it was sunny, so I took a picture, posted it. Yeah. But yeah, what are your thoughts on like how to handle negativity?
How to handle it? Honestly, I am not good with confrontation.
Really?
Yeah, I'm terrible at confrontation. I really kind of just avoid any type of situation where I don't feel comfortable in. It's kind of hard for me to talk it through with somebody. It depends on who it is, really, because if it's somebody I know that it'll take longer than it needs to explain my position or explain how I feel, then I'm like, I don't want to waste my time, really. And I think it's been good for me, because I just don't want any part of negativity in my life. Just like how the negativity I saw at this morning infected all these other people. I know if somebody was negative towards me or somebody around me was negative, that it might be contagious to me, and I just kind of avoid that situation in general. So that's kind of how I handle it, honestly.
Yeah. Talking about vibes, and then your name, Munch Gang. So do you love food?
Oh, I love food. That's why I got up to 200 pounds.
Yeah. I'm at 200 right now.
Damn.
But like, so my journey, so why I brought this up, why you inspired me, is months ago, I was in the worst shape of my life. I hit 200, and I looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, so unhealthy, couldn't even run a mile again. And I was like, dude, what the hell? This is not me. I'm active too. And so, yeah, I did this journey, you know, started all this up, started What's Up podcast or interviews, started the clothing company, and I just changed like mindset and everything. And then, yeah, when I saw your post, it inspired me to look back at how I was, and it just made me put contrast into perspective. I'm like, okay, so I put a picture right next to how I look now. I was like, damn, dude, that's the power of mindset right there. Like, I'm not shredded, I'm not a bodybuilder or anything, but I am happy.
You were looking pretty good in that second photo, dude, man. You got the abs coming in.
Dude, I've never been able to see that, but
that was just the lighting.
Yeah, straight up, I edited that pic.
AI.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I want to thank you for posting that, because it literally inspired me, and I was like, dude, you know what, I gotta hit you up, you know, that'd be cool to collaborate. And here we are now.
And here we are.
Like you said in your podcast or earlier, it's just hard to start or reaching out to people to get it to fully follow through. I'm super excited and stoked how you made it happen tonight.
Yeah,
so, dude. Hell yeah, brother.
Super stoked to be on here. Super stoked.
What's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Oh my goodness. I think ever since I was younger, it's always been mashed potatoes. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I remember my aunt, she used to make me this big old like a casserole dish.
Yeah.
Just all mashed potatoes. Every morning before school, I would eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
She put like a whole glob of butter on top. Yeah.
Dude, I think food, I love food too. It Good vibes, that's for sure. They say a way to a man's heart is through his belly.
Yep. Yeah.
So I strongly believe in that. And also being in love with food. Do you like traveling?
I do love traveling. I would love to do it more. I've only been out of the country once. I went to China because my lady's grandparents still live over there, and they have a huge family. So I was lucky enough to travel over there with them for one of her cousin's wedding, and it was such an eye-opening experience, honestly, because all I've known is just the American lifestyle. And as soon as I flew over there, everything was so different. It's weird because you hear a lot of crazy things about China, but when I was there, nobody was angry, nobody was mad, everybody was just busy working, and it really opened my eyes to see, you don't really know things until you get there. You can't judge a book by its cover, or you can't judge somebody because somebody else said something about it.
You can't knock it before you try it.
Yeah. And so I would love to visit more places, honestly, and see how other people live. Who knows?
Yeah, traveling is super cool. One thing that I would say about traveling out of the United States or the country is just being able to experience just that in itself, and to understand culture. Is super eye-opening, motivating, inspiring. Just makes you appreciate also, like, not only their culture that you get to experience, but I think our culture as well, you know.
Yeah. And the food over there, I'm Asian, but the food over there was kind of wild, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What was did you try anything exotic?
At the wedding, shark fin soup is super big. It's like a delicacy.
That's what I heard over there.
Super expensive. They served that at the wedding, and I tried it, and I was just it was weird.
You were thrown back?
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was like that rubbery texture. I don't know what it was, but... And then they have like hot bean soup, and then that threw me off because it wasn't chili. It was sweet. Like, chili's not really sweet.
Yeah, dude, even when I went over to Japan last year, that was a super cool experience because I love Japanese food. I love Filipino food, top of the list, obviously, but and then any other Asian food comes after it. But yeah, Japanese food, when I went over there, I just tried as much sushi and ramen as possible. And then I even wanted to just explore just other avenues and stuff, and street food. And yeah, dude, it was crazy. So where I stayed at was in Shinjuku. It's like the red light district over there. Ooh. And then they have like an alley. It's called I don't want to butcher the name, but it's like these little alleys, and they have like shops for food, and you get to just like yakiniku, just like the barbecue, and then all that stuff. It was super cool. I got to meet like a whole bunch of cool people from like Australia that were touristing out there. And then and then there's another place. It was kind of like the other place I was talking about. It's called Golden Guy. It's just a whole bunch of bars, like little bars. You just go in, and yeah, it's super cool. If you were to travel, I'd definitely go to Japan.
Yeah, Japan's definitely on that list. Yeah. But also, I haven't even visited all of America. Like, I've never been to New York. There's still a bunch of places I want to go.
Dude, so kind of get back, kind of diverted, and we just have a conversation. But that's what I love, want to be able to talk to you, just have a conversation. But where do you see yourself with Munch Gang in the future?
I don't know. That's the thing with me. I want to keep going, get some more people on here, talk to them, learn more about the community. I've had people tell me, like, dude, Frankie, I love your podcast. I love that you're bringing in people, like local business owners too, because we do like similar things. And they learn more about Redding just through my podcast, because they're like, oh, what? We have a new skate park now? Like, Shasta Lake's getting a new park.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, super cool. Just little things that people weren't really in tune with, and being able to share that is pretty cool. And just me being able to talk to these people, I do like sharing it with everybody else because everybody else should experience it the same as I do. For the future, yeah, I'm gonna try my best to keep going.
Yeah, you should, man.
Yeah.
You got something really good going on here.
I do like it. I mean, I have the setup and everything. You know?
Yeah, it's already there. Just the consistency, just getting more people to come in here. And with that being said, yeah, if you know anybody watching this, if you know anybody that's like interesting, got a cool story, send them our way. We'd love to talk to him.
So he will.
No, we will.
No, I would love to talk to a lot of people.
Yeah. For instance, someone who's doing some super cool on Instagram, that's like a big advocate for Redding, is that dude who runs Redding Buzz. Have you heard of that dude?
Yeah, I want to talk to that dude on my podcast.
Yeah, so
I've reached out to him actually.
Really? Did you?
Kind of. I just threw an Instagram video and hopefully he saw it, but I don't know if he did.
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool. If you're watching this, Redding Buzz guy, hit us up. We'd love to talk to you.
Both of you. And don't charge us because I know you charge us.
Yeah, dude.
Jason, I know who you are. No, that would be super cool if we got the chance to talk to you because you built your business from the bottom up and everybody's seen it grow. It's pretty amazing how you did it.
Right on. I want to thank you again for this time and your time and this opportunity. Go follow Munch Gang.
Munch Gang right here.
On Instagram and your YouTube. And yeah, if you support my brand, follow, like, subscribe. Get yourself some merch if you support the message. Right on. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Wait, should we do it on 3?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. That's what's up.
Munch Gang.
Thank you, brother.